How's it? Today is Friday, November 13th, and I have a just big Friday workout. Last week was um, kind of a little bit different than usual. Last week I was working up to powers, powers at 90 for the snatch and powers at 120 for the clean and jerk. Today we shifted back to the full lifts, so today's goal was three singles at 95 for the snatch, and then three singles at 125 for the clean and jerk. I am pretty happy with how today went. I hit three snatches, however, I did miss my first one, so that meant that I took four attempts. Um, Ideally, I would have been able to execute on the three reps, but um, three makes overall is really positive for me. Um, Similar thing for the 125 clean jerk. I made all three of those, and those felt a lot better, especially the jerks. I think today one thing that I was working on was my pull from the floor, because lately my it feels like my upper back, kind of where my shoulder blades are, gets pulled forward as I pick up the bar and I get to extension. And I think that if I can just maintain tightness, the lift itself is just better overall at all positions. And it it's like that counterintuitive thing where it's like if I put in the extra work just to maintain that upper back tightness, then the whole lift is so much better versus me trying to just minimize the energy I use and kind of target that at the extension and the hard part of the lift. So all these warm ups felt really solid. And here's my first lift. It's really the only miss I had. I think the reason why I missed that was the bar didn't. I wasn't able to place the bar exactly where I wanted it to be over my head. So I wasn't super happy with the two makes I made, and that's the reason why I did take the fourth attempt. See there, I ballerinaed, and then the second attempt, I kind of lost like hip tension, so my knees kind of just were wobbly as I caught. Um, I was happy with this attempt, however. This is my last one. Felt really solid there. So to finish off, or not to finish off, to move on, I just stripped the weights and then I started with my clean and jerk. Again, I'm trying my best to keep my upper back kind of um, flexed. I guess that's technically extended, but yeah, I'm trying my best not to get pulled forward, and I think that it makes the lift. Again, I said it earlier, it makes the lift so much easier everywhere else. So the trade-off of me working a little bit harder at the beginning is negligible, if not just advantageous overall. The jerks have been feeling really solid as well. I think the thing that I was experiencing for these lifts today was kind of apprehension and hesitation for the cleans. And once I cleaned it, the jerk was kind of back to where it used to be, where if I can clean it, I can jerk it, and that's always a good feeling to have for me. It's a huge confidence booster for sure. I think this focus on my upper back was spurred from the way that the weights have been looking lately, and then I also actually started watching my older videos, like from 2018, so about 2 years ago. I was probably a little bit stronger than I am now. My technique was a little bit. Um, it felt, or it looked like it looked my technique was a little bit better as far as where I wanted it to be. I would be really happy if my technique, like next week looked like it did last year or 2 years ago. But injuries happen, and I'm just trying to make my way back to where I used to be. So even that 120, it didn't look too challenging, but it honestly felt like the world when I started to pick that up. And then I go into my first attempt here, 125. So one thing that I think I might need to focus on a little bit more is starting with the bar, starting position for my back to be um, a little bit more horizontal. Reason why is because it feels like when I pull, my lower back starts to get a little bit flexed versus it being extended, and so yeah, pretty solid jerk there. So for me to get extension and for me to get extension through my mid back and my upper back, it needs to start from my lower back, or well, it needs to be carried throughout the lower back too. And here's my last attempt. Yeah, that was pretty good for that jerk as well. After that, I moved into the front squat, work up to a heavy set of 1. Last week, I did a set of 1, I believe it was a pause front squat actually, at 135, and I died. So I paused at the bottom, and then I unintentionally paused in the middle because I just got stuck. And then my upper back curled forward, my hips shifted forward in order to correct for that. But um, that was my top set there at 137, so that's significantly better, I feel like, positionally and speed than last week, and so I'm pretty okay with that. I think that a lot of the reason as to why my cleans have been pretty poor lately is because my front squat is not nearly as strong as it used to be. So the percentage of what I'm actually cleaning versus how much I can actually front squat is really high. Like I can barely front squat 137 or 130, like probably. So I did the 137 pretty well today. I could barely front squat 140, I should say, and I'm cleaning 130. Like that's around the weight that I'm capable of doing right now. I probably could clean 135, but that would be honestly really really hard. So yeah, to finish off, I jumped into my accessories, just real simple pull-ups with my hanging leg raises for my core. And yeah, that was a pretty good workout for me today. That's what is that? 220 total. I hit 3 of them, so pretty happy with that. Thank you for watching. Shoots.